Hello all, welcome to Linguistics Scholars YouTube channel. As part of the lecture series on phonetics and phonology, today we are going to look at the tone and intonation, which are part of suprasegmental features. In the last class, we have looked at the stress, which is also one of the suprasegmental feature. Please take a note of the content in the slides by just copying it into the notes, so it's become easy for you to revise. So we will start to understand what is tone and intonation, but before that we need to understand what is pitch. So the pitch is influenced by the tension of the vocal cords. It's nothing but vibration of the vocal cords. If vocal cords vibrate very high, then we can say that it is high pitch. If the vocal cords vibrate low, then we can say it is low pitch. Okay, it's basically referring to the fundamental frequency of the sound. Okay, it is clearly at the level of a segment. Okay, pitch is at the level of segment. If the vocal cords are stretched, the pitch of the sounds will go up. As I said in the previous classes, the vocal folds vibrates only when they are close. Okay, then only we are able to produce the voiced sounds. This is because of the vibration that create by the vocal cords. Whenever there is a vibration, there is a pitch, right? So this is because of the stretched vocal cords. If the stretching of the vocal cords is higher, and it leads to the pitch to go high. Okay, and the vice versa. So it is a degree of highness or lowness of one's pitch. It refers to the degree of highness in the sense of the pitch, and lowness in the sense of pitch. And many of us may easy for us to identify whether a voice is spoken by a male or the female. This is because of the difference in the length of arytenoid cartilage in the human beings, for it is approximately in men 21 mm, in female 18 mm. Because of the low size, it has low weight, correct? As a result, it can vibrate very high, so resulted into smooth. Very high vibration leads to high pitch, and which is resulted to good voice or sweet voice, what we call. Okay, so it is the reason to have women a sweet voice relatively compared to men. And now we will try to understand what is tone. A tone is an individual pitch pattern, quote unquote, pitch pattern associated with words or the syllables is called a tone. So it is referring to the pitch pattern. Pitch is for the individual segment. When you say pattern, it has more than one segment, because you are looking at the pattern of the pitch. It means it is a place at the level of words and at the level of syllables. It is indirectly referring to the rate of change in the vibration of the vocal cords from the one word to another word, from one syllable to another syllable. And in apart to that, it's also referring to the rising and the falling of the pitch in a syllable, because when you all look at the pattern, either the pitch is high or is low. So it is nothing but rising and the falling of the pitch. If you are looking at one particular segment, then you talk about, let's say the pitch is around 200 cycle per second. But when you are talking about the pattern, Okay, it is moves from one level to the another level, either low to high or high to low. Okay, from within the syllable or within the word. Okay, so and it is indirectly refers to the quality of sound as well. So apart from this property, as I mentioned, it is not at work at the individual syllable level or the word level. So tone is a concept at the level of syllables or at the level of words, not at the segmental level. It is very important. And pitch is maintained at the same rate. Pitch is maintained at the same rate during of the syllable. As we all know that in a syllable we have onset, rhyme, nucleus and coda. So as you have looked in the previous classes, the pitch increases from onset to nucleus and then reduces from the nucleus to coda. Onset to nucleus and nucleus to coda. So pitch increases from onset to nucleus and decreases from nucleus to coda. If I say water, okay, it has two syllables. Okay, wa plays the onset and a is the nucleus. It means that from wa the tone increases. True, the tone increases. So if it is same along the syllable, duration of the syllable, then it is called as tone level or level tone. Okay, tone exhibit variation during the production of the syllable. This is a variation, right? It moving from the low to high. Then such type of tones are called counter tones. If it is equal across the syllable, then it is a tone equal or level tone. Now we will understand the concept of intonation, which is an extension, which is basically an extension of the concept of tone. We look tone at the level of syllable and the word, whereas the concept of intonation will look at the level of phrases and sentences. So it refers to the rise and fall of pitch applied to much longer stretches such as phrases and sentences. Got it? Showing the tone of each word in a phrase and sentences is known as intonation counter. If you refers to the, let's say, water is dirty. Okay, there is a fall, and then from the high it goes high and down, and the is low, and then dirty. Okay, let's say it is the pattern of the tone. I have given the intonation for the a sentence. Water is dirty. Okay, so this is called as intonation counter for the particular sentence. Here we can see four major types. So basically within a phrase or a sentences, the tone may rise. Okay, initially it is very low. Maybe at the end of the phrase or sentences it goes around 1000 CPS from 300 CPS. CPS here refers to the cycle per second. Okay, it indirectly referring to the vibration of the vocal folds. Okay, if initially the vibration or the cycle per second is low and it goes 2000, maybe higher than this 300 by the end of the sentence or phrase, then we call those sentences or the tone is called a rising tone. Okay, if we initiate the sentence at the 1000 CPS and will end the sentence with the low tone, then it becomes 300 CPS, then it is called as falling tone. Okay, if we initiate at the low tone and we rise to 1000 and we again come back to the 300 CPS, okay, then it is rising and falling tone, initially rising and next falling within a sentence or a phrase. As you can see here water is dirty, right? So here it is rising and falling, rising and falling. Okay, at the level of syllable it is. Okay, and if it is falling and rising, first it will be high, it will fall, and again it will, you start with the high pitch and then you come to the low pitch, and again at the end you rise the pitch. So 1000 to 300, 300 to 1000. So it is at the level of phrases and sentences. Okay, when we are talking about a tone, it is at the level of syllable or word. So this is all about tone and intonation, and please take note of the content that I have given into a slide so that it's become easy for you to revise. If you have any topics which you feel difficult, you can write to us so that we can make a clear video on one particular topic. So please subscribe to our channel Linguistic Scholars for more videos in linguistics and applied linguistics. Thank you.